new assistant coach for the Lions. Bridget with more.
Trey, his name is Mark Phelps. He hasn't even been with this team 12 hours. He joined them for the first time this morning at shoot-around. He tells me he's excited for the opportunity to be back on the sidelines coaching basketball, something he has not done in 2 seasons. He tells me he hopes his experience brings value for this Lions team, and he has a lot of it. He's coached in 4 power conferences, was the head coach in a mid-major conference, and seen a lot of different things. His message today when he joined the team for the first time was everyone has a what and a why, but the great teams separate themselves with their how, saying their how is doing things excellently. Trey. The Lions up 10-6 over the Panthers. LMU with 4 turnovers through the first 8 minutes. With 7 new players this season, the Lions are still figuring each other out. Stan Johnson has been extra animated during the timeout and on the sideline. He tells me they know who they want to be, but they're working on being consistent. He believes when they compete at a high level early in this game, take the first punch, then they can beat anyone in the country. He's been more intentional about amping up his team and shoot around in practice, learning he has to be the one to bring the juice, Trey.
Here's Bridget with Coach Johnson.
Coach, a game of runs. Obviously, Prairie View just goes on one to end out that half. What is your message to your defense here?
Well, we did a poor job of ending the half. We got up 11, and our defense completely went away. We became soft. Offensively, we didn't share the ball like we were when we got the run. We got to go back to what was working for us when we started the game. We got completely away from our game plan.
You talk about tie game. You were up by 11 in the first half at one point. How do you find some of that consistency you've been preaching for?
Well, we can't let our offense dictate our defense.
Welcome back to Gersten Pavilion, a tie game right as we are about to tip off the second half. Joining me now, Lorenzo Romar, assistant head coach for LMU. Coach, you led by as many as 11. You go into the half tied. What was the level of frustration in that locker room?
I was frustrated. It was frustrating.
What do you need to see your team do better at in the second half here?
Take care of the basketball. Be strong with the basketball. Keep them in front of us. Don't allow them just to penetrate and get points in the paint that way.
Let's get some thoughts on Byron Smith from Bridget.
Yeah, I talked with him as he came out of the locker room at halftime. He really loved how hard his team played, called LMU a very good team, but proud of the way they hung in there. He said we need to do a better job on the glass, getting out rebounded. They were coming into the second half 21-11. He said we have to do a better job, but he really likes the way they're defending and sharing the ball on offense, Trey. The Lions up 3 thanks to that bucket from Will Johnson. He's one of their 4 players that are averaging double figures. He leads the team just under 15 points a game. I talked to him this week, and he told me he had no Division I offers out of high school. His why comes from always being doubted and being the kid that was told they're never good enough, saying he loves basketball and being an underdog is why he keeps going. He wants to see just how far he can take this, Trey.
Bridget, he struggled in the first half, but his offense has been good here of late.
Yeah, you see this team just kind of have an up and down inconsistent game, but they're starting to find their stride here as of late. Remember, these players had finals this week. They finished the fall semester classes, so their week of practice was unusual. They had Monday off, they practiced Tuesday, had regular scheduled Wednesday off. Then they really got to focusing on the game prep Thursday and Friday. But Stan Johnson telling me, he told the team, you're now on an NBA schedule. We just have to get through this game. And then with no classes until January, the next 3 games after tonight that they play, they can focus just on basketball. You inbound it, go coast to coast, get the layup for the last second to win this game. How'd you do it?
I just had to make a play. We shouldn't be in that position to start with. We need to be more consistent, but good to get the double home, so we're cool.
You told me earlier today your why is because you were the kid that nobody believed in. How's that for believing in yourself?
Yeah, it's going good. No one believing in me. I've always backed myself. I always put confidence on myself. The biggest moments I want to be the guy that takes the shot. My teammates empower me. That's just where I come from. Nobody believed in me from day one. So I'm going to go out and perform.
You guys, this was a back and forth game. So many different lead changes. The game was tied 12 different times. How were you able to find the fight to get this done?
It's just grit, but we need to have consistent grit throughout the entire game. If we want to be a special team, we need that. And we showed it at the end in moments, but it's got to be consistent the whole game.
You guys now on Wednesday have 3 games in a 5-day span. How do you get this momentum to continue?
Just lock in, take it one day at a time. Practice game. Classes are done, NBA schedule now. Let's lock in,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.